चुप चुप का वीडियो देख रहा है, क्या मतलब लाइक करने का और सब्सक्राइब करने का बोलना पड़ेगा? Okay guys, watch the video, like, comment, share, subscribe, press the bell icon and thank you. Hey guys, and welcome to the episode 32 of the Arististic Show or podcast, depends on wherever you're listening to me. And if you're new to my channel, hello, that's me. We are gonna have a lot of fun today because I have a fun one in mind. Really, believe me, I have a fun one in mind for you. So let's start by a question, because I always just love to start by a question. I love questions, so I really love to puzzle you guys. That's what I love. So I have a question for you in mind, and that question is, why do you think people are unhappy? I mean, if you really look around and if you really observe people all around you, you'll see that they are really unhappy. I've seen that with my life, because I've seen my friends, I've seen people in my family, I've seen just like people all around, and there is really some abundance around, but we don't feel that, right? Why are we living in such scarcity, where there's such scarcity of happiness? I mean, there's some people you meet, and you just want to ask them, why can't you just be happy? You just want to ask them some questions like that, because they are not really happy. And I have a reason for you. I think that's the only reason you're not happy. But first, I want to define happiness. We get that hit of happiness, like we get that hit of happiness when we are experiencing a moment, a beautiful moment. Maybe the first time you held your firstborn daughter or son, you held him or her, and it was just a beautiful moment. Or maybe you had such a beautiful hug, or maybe just something that made you cry, but then you were also very happy, some touching moment. That kind of happiness, that's happiness, right? That's what you felt, that's joy, and you felt it not just like in your mind or in somewhere, you just felt it in all of your soul. That's joy. But I'm not talking about that kind of joy, not that kind of hit that comes and it goes, not that kind of happiness. I'm talking about more of a happiness that more is like long term, which stays with you, which sticks with you. I mean, those people who say that we are really happy and we are really satisfied with our life. Not just satisfied. Satisfied is another thing. Happiness is another thing. Happiness is a whole other game. Joy is a whole other game. So that's my question of like analyzing, why aren't we the happiest people on the earth? Because you see, there are all these blessings, but still we are not happy for some reason. Like, what is the problem going on with us? And we live in this illusion. We live in this illusion where people think that one day they'll be so successful and they'll have no problems at all, and then they'll be happy. That's the illusion I had. I knew, I lived there. I thought maybe if I had more money, maybe if I had that car, maybe if I had that PC, I'll be happy. That computer, that new computer, I'll be happy. But the thing is, I learned, thank God for that. Please thank God for that. That I learned that that's not true. Things will never make you happy. And I can prove that with you right now. Do you want me to? Okay. Think about a moment where you got a new thing which you were really excited about. Like really, you were like top of the world. You were like really excited about that thing, and finally you got that thing. And maybe it was a new phone, maybe it was a new car or a new computer. It would be a new computer for me, but whatever it was for you. Maybe a new dress. And then when you got that, you felt really happy for, let's say, 30 minutes. You felt really happy for a few days, maximum a few days. But then after that, the happiness starts to drop. Why does that happen? I mean, I'm sure that's happened with you. If that has happened with you, go down and tell me in the comments. Say yes, type a yes, so I can know. Because I know that has happened with me. I thought that the solution to my problem was, if I got knew this, knew that, I'll have my solution. But thing is, I achieved some of the dreams I had, some of the dream things I have, I got them, and still I was just like, there's this unfulfillment inside. I was not fulfilled, I was not happy, I was not joyful. Sorry for the background noise, but stay here. The things we get, they never make us happy. Isn't that true? Because the happiness is just like a hit. That's what I was explaining to you. It's a hit. It doesn't stays long term. So what is the kind of happiness that stays long term? And why can't we have that? And there's only one reason, and here's the reason. Only one. And again, I thank God so much. I have a firm belief that achievement is really easy. Achievement is like science. You can learn it, you can model it. But fulfillment is art. You know, the first lesson that I learned from Tony Robbins, he's my greatest mentor. I have learned so much from him. The first lesson was this, that the ultimate failure in life is success without fulfillment. And I obviously didn't understand that because I was just so after success. And that's what he said over and over and over again, that there are two things. He explains it in this way, that there are two things to master in life. There's the science of achievement, and then there's the art of fulfillment. And when you bring both of them together, they're two opposite things. They're like east and west. But when you bring both of them together, that's what you call a beautiful life. By the way, you can master the science of achievement. And if you have not mastered the art of fulfillment, you won't have a beautiful life. And a great example of that is Robin Williams. Robin Williams was such an awesome soul. He said to himself, he had such big dreams. And he said to himself that I want to win an Oscar. I want to win an Oscar for being funny. He went out and he did that. And then after that he said to himself that I want to create the best beautiful family. He went out and he did that too. And then he said that I want to win another Oscar, but for this time, not for being funny, I want to win an Oscar in drama. Guess what? Did that as well. But then, in the end what happened is he hanged himself. I mean, you see people who get everything in life, it's just gifted to them. And they spend the rest of their life in and out of rehab. They spend the rest of their lives on drugs. Like, why does that happen? There are a lot of reasons, but you see, these people, they are masters in science of achievement, but not in the art of fulfillment, and they don't have a happy life. So I did not understand when Tony, he used to taught me over and over and over and over again that there are two things, science of achievement, art of fulfillment. You cannot have a complete life if you don't master the art of fulfillment. And he said that achievement is really easy. But I did not get that because I have not seen easy achievement in my life, because for me success was a big thing. But then, as I listened to him, I said that he's true. I started to believe him, and thank God I did. I thank you, Tony, if you're saying this. Thank you, Tony, for making me learn that. And now when I see that, achievement, I have so many things to achieve. I'm so young, I'm 17. I'll live up to 80, inshallah, and I hope all of you do. But I have so much ahead, and I can achieve so much in my life. But that fulfillment, that happiness is in me right now. And if I waited for something to give me that at the age of 24 or 25, I would not have never get. I would never, ever, ever have got it. So I'm really, again, thankful I learned that lesson. So two forces to master, and then science. Achievement is really science. This is steps. Fulfillment is art. That's the beauty of life. Fulfillment is like, I can't explain it. It's the joy. It's where you have this happiness, this joy in life. Not like the happiness. I just made a new term. Not like the happiness. The happiness that stays with you long term. That kind of happiness. So why can't we just stay that way? Why can't we just stay happy, like long term? Why do we have to run for things to get that? And running for things won't give you that. Even if you get those things, I just proved it. So why? And there's only one reason, and I was going to give you the reason. Sorry, I got a bit off track, but then here's the reason. And the reason is, we are not happy because we want the world to behave our way. We are not happy because we want the world to behave our way. We have a way of saying it should happen like this. We have a way of saying that it should happen like this. It should this, it should that, it should this, that, and all of this. What happens is that we should all over ourselves. Like, really, Do you know how ridiculous that is when you say you want the outside world to behave your way, and then if it does not, I'll not be happy? You know, we have created a code in our minds. This code, it runs your life, and this code, it is the one who's deciding that you can be happy, because this code says that if the outer world matches my inner world over here, matches my standards of happiness, then I'll be happy. But if it does not, I won't be. If it does not, I'll be sad, I'll be angry, I'll be frustrated. And that's where people live. That's where most people live. Just because they're trying to control the outer world. The outer world is outside of your control. You cannot control that. You cannot control the events that are happening in your life. Think about that. Can you control you cannot control your hunger. Like, how do you even expect to control something outside? Something outside of yourself. But yet, that's what we try to do. That's what we try to do every single moment of our life. Like, we go out and then our kids, they are fighting. And then we are angry. We are angry, man. Like, I'm gonna teach these kids a lesson. That's what happens. Like, just something in the art world, even a little thing, it just does not behave the way we want it. And then our I don't know what's the word for it. They're just fired off. Our patrons, they're just fired off, and then we behave like those patrons, and then we are not happy. That's what happens. That's what happened in our life. That's what happened with me, because I knew I had patrons. I knew I had this code which was like controlling my life. I was a very sad person. I was a very depressed person. I know for 2 years of my life, because I had. And the reason again was the same, because I had a way I thought life should be like this and this, and then that those things won't happen, and then I would be like depressed. That's how it happened, and that's how I know you are running your life too. I know that. I know that because most of the people do. Like 99% of people, they live that way. So what if we stopped controlling the outside world? We like really have a moment of realization over here that maybe the outside world, I cannot control it all the time. And let's just be honest, you can't. And if you try to control it, you'll lose your mind, right? Because how many things you will control? You can't control all at once. You don't have the power to. So we as humans don't have the power to control that. So what if we said that maybe the outer world is just outside my reach? What if I control this? What if I control this? What if I control who is inside this, all of this? What if I control that? Right, and the way to control that is very simple. But here it is. The way to control that is to let go of the code that you have created, to let go of the rules, to let go of the list that you have created. That this should happen, this should happen, this should happen. If it does not happen, I am sad. That's why people are angry and sad and frustrated and stressed. The reason people are angry is because they have a standard, and whenever that standard is not met, whenever other people don't meet their standards, they are like, I'm angry, I'm going to teach you something. That's what happens, right? Maybe you had these anger issues just because of this. Maybe the answer is not to control those people, not to control the behaviors of other people, not to control the outside world, but to control what's inside, what's over here, what's inside here, and then here. First here and then here, right? Here, the heart. What if you control that? And the way to control that is to let go of the standards that you have created. And when you let go of that, let me tell you something. When you let go of that, something very beautiful happens. When you have no expectations, I know you hope good things to happen. Good things mean not the good and the bad. Again, good and bad are just standards that you have built for yourself. When you this is so beautiful. When you are living completely with your heart, and when you let go of those standards, you look for beauty in every moment of life. You look for beauty in every little moment of life. Everything happening. You look for beauty in that. Because you don't have a standard. You don't have a rule for it to behave your way. You are free from that. You let that go, and now you're free to appreciate the beauty, the the love and the excitement, and you're excited for every little moment in life because you're excited of the way it will unfold. Just because you have no fear of it not behaving your way, you have no fear of that. How about living life from that perspective? How about seeing it from that perspective? Like you are not focusing constantly on the things that don't happen. You're constantly looking for things that will happen, and the beautiful things, the good things. That's a beautiful state of mind and heart to be in, right? That's the powerful, beautiful state. And that's what I challenge you to do. It's a challenge from me to you. One day, or maybe just for a few hours, or maybe a week if you can do this. Just let go of your expectations. Whenever you are angry, whenever you are sad, and whenever you are frustrated, ask yourself, is this me trying to control the outside world? And if the answer is yes, then tell yourself, this is ridiculous. I need to do something else over here. I need to find out I need to find out the beauty. Because let me tell you something, even the painful, even the most negative experiences you ever can have, the most negative, the most painful, the most suffering experiences, there is a deeper meaning in them. You see, life, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. There's a deeper meaning inside every single experience you have, but it's your job to find the deeper meaning. But it's your job to find why it's happening for you. But it's your job to create a deeper meaning which serves you, not one which lets you down, not one which breaks you. It's your job to do that. I mean, come on. So, what if? Just what if? I'm not saying live my way. This is not my way, by the way. I'm just saying, don't do this because I told you to. Just what if you live from that perspective? Won't life increase? Won't the happiness increase? Won't the joy, won't the love, the excitement, the passion, all of that increase? Just because you are looking for beauty. And let me tell you something from my personal experience, and it is, if you are looking for beauty, you'll find it all around you. All around you. The events might be the same. Everything can be the same. But if you just have that intention of looking for beauty, you will find it. No doubt. No doubt. You'll find beauty in the little things, in the little tiny details, but you will find that beauty only if you're looking for them. It's written in the book, Bible. It says, seek and you shall find. If you're not seeking for beauty, you'll not find it. So please, just let go of these, not all, but just some of the experiences, some of the rules that you have set, which are just outrageous rules, which are just like, they have no base. They're not like logical, they're not intellectual. Just you have set them one point in your life and they're not serving you now. They're a cost at your happiness. They are costing you your happiness, your love, your joy, your excitement in your life. And if you want to gain that back, there's only one way, and you need to just like sit down one day and you need to find what rules these are, and you just need to erase them from you. Erase, and you just say that this is just complete bullshit. I never wrote that. I'm just gonna erase that. It just like it got into my mind somehow. I gotta erase it so that I can live a life of happiness, of fulfillment, of joy. That's the way, my friends. And I'll tell you something, you won't ever regret doing that. You will love your life so much because you will find the joy, the beauty, the happiness in the little moments of life. And by the way, there's great happiness in little moments. There's little moments, those little magic moments. That's what you're going to remember at the end of your life, won't you? So please let go of those expectations that you're holding, let go of those rules that you have set, and set a rule for yourself. And the rule is that I'll find joy in every moment of life. Set a rule for yourself, and the rule is I'll be happy and I'll be waiting for every moment of my life to unfold beautifully. Maybe that's the new rule you set for yourself. And if you think you have gotten some value from this episode, please go down, subscribe. It means a lot to me. And then comment what are the new rules? What are the rules you're gonna set for yourself? What is something you'll erase from yourself? And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care of yourself, and I love you. Live a life of happiness and joy, because that's what we have. And subscribe.